Good morning, everybody. We are back again. It is myself, the Sobri Boys, Wale Fatsi, doing the show called TBR, Solution Sports Program. I'm with Sheikhs Mangobangoina, as Brakid says, an educated left foot. The man with an educated left foot. Sheikhs, welcome to the show, and how are you doing?
I'm fine, Pastor. Thanks for having me on the show, and welcome to our viewers as well.
Yeah, Sheikhs. We like it or not, it doesn't go away. Chiefs fans are complaining. I've seen on social media there was a petition circulating whether Stuart Baxter should be kept or he should be sacked. We thought that this topic it's gone, it's done and dusted. But big up to Bobby Mutaung, who came out and say Stuart Baxter is there to stay. Because sometimes you need that. You need leadership to stamp authority. All right? But we need to talk about this. Let us not pretend as if it's not there. And then, so this is the topic today. Do you really think that Stuart Baxter should leave at Chiefs, or should he continue? As I say, there are people who are already now busy with the petition to say, no, the man must go. All right? Sheikhs, I want us to discuss that.
Yeah. Pastor. For me, to be honest, I never thought it was the right decision in the first place to bring Baxter back. I'm firmly of the opinion that our local coaches need to be given an opportunity, and I felt that Atazwane had started proving himself and showing us that he's capable of coaching a team like Kaizer Chiefs. You could see what he was doing in the development. I hear some of the people who are saying that, but Atta didn't win anything at MTC. Development is not a place where you are trying to win trophies, but you could see the youngsters that he was bringing in there, and you could see what he was doing, and he was given an opportunity in the first team, and you could see how Chiefs were playing, the style of play. You know, Chiefs is a big team. It's got a big following in the country. So when the results are not coming like this, Prasobri, you obviously get a lot of people who are frustrated, who are Chiefs supporters. Chiefs, their first trophy, MTN 8, they came out first round. And now the Nedbank, they are out. So hence now all the frustration with the supporters taking out the petitions and wanting Baxter to leave, which I don't think now is going to be good for Kaizer Chiefs. You know, that type of publicity and petitions against the coach during this time, I don't think that's going to work for Kaizer Chiefs. I think that's only going to derail them even worse. Kudos to Bobby, who came out to say, you know what, this coach is here to stay. I mean, they've made the decision to bring him, and now he must finish his tenure at Kaizer Chiefs. But in all honesty, it's understandable the frustration from the supporters, you know. And I don't think everything has to be blamed on Stuart Baxter, you know. All those players, they need to pick up their socks. You know, Chiefs is a big team. They need to understand what it means to play for a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, you know. To don that jersey, you have to give your all on the field. And I'm not sure those players are doing that at the moment.
You know, remember there was this year a young man called Rodney Tobejane. Rodney Tobejane, a former Kaizer Chiefs player, he says he does not agree with the sentiments that Baxter should be sacked. He said that the blame should not be put squarely on Baxter. Chiefs has been struggling since from 2015. Remember the last trophy that they won with Baxter. So he's arguing and saying he needs to be given a chance, all right? He says people should not panic, you know? People should not panic, and then very soon we'll see results. That's Tobejane, all right? And then, so I don't know, what does that mean if you think you have another ex-Chiefs player by the name of Richardson, who argues, Ren Richardson, who says it's high time that Kaizer Chiefs gives the opportunity to the youngsters. And he says he's worried because when he was young, Stuart Baxter gave him a chance to play in the national squad. So he doesn't see that, he doesn't see Stuart Baxter trusting the players, the young players. And then he says players like Nkosi Ngiphile Ngobo, Happy Mashiane, Sabelo Khatebe have been struggling for regular game time. He said Stuart Baxter continues to play Bernard Parker ahead of Gaugele Sogota. And he said Gaugele Sogota has played in Portuguese Premier League. And then he does not understand, how can that be? Those are the arguments that are going around. So you people out there, you can also come up with your argument. Do you really think Stuart Baxter should continue? Or it's high time that Kaizer Chiefs don't think about now, you know what, they need a new coach. And while you're still talking about Arthur Zwane, let me qualify it. Myself and Arthur are very good friends from a long time, while you are still with Classic for that matter. I'm not saying this because I support Arthur. The argument that Arthur has never won anything in the MDC, it doesn't hold any water. Why am I saying that? When Peter took over at SuperSport United, he had won absolutely nothing. He was an assistant coach, all right? So that argument cannot be brought forward. And people like saying people don't have experience. Okay, fine, I understand. But where do you get experience? Jomo once said, you cannot go to a shop and buy experience, all right? You get experience by being thrown in the deep end, all right? So for me, for people to say Arthur is not a good coach, he does not have experience, when is he gonna get an experience if they don't trust him? And it has proven. Somebody once said to me, we're just talking, he said, Arthur is a good coach. By then, Arthur was not even an assistant coach for what you call for Chiefs. He was with the young ones. And then if I remember quite well, I had just spoken to him on Friday or Saturday. He said, no, I was in Social Nguve with the young boys. Then this guy said to me, if you watch those young boys, you can see that they are an oil machine. Well, we don't get the time to watch most of these MDC teams. And then the next thing, I've seen them, these young boys being brought. I've seen a taste of what Arthur can do when he was given the opportunity, to be in charge during the Champions League. He trusted the young boys, and you could see that the young boys were responding to him. And I'm still asking myself, there's anything wrong with Nkosi Ngiphile Ngobo? There's anything wrong with Mashiane? Those are some of the questions that I'm asking. I'm not saying Parker is not a good player. I'm not saying Keegan Doyle is not a good player, but when are you going to introduce the youngsters? So these are some of the arguments that I have. So I don't believe that Arthur will do that. He should be given the opportunity. And once he takes over, what I wish that there should not be any interference from management. He should be protected. That's one. And secondly, he should be supported. If you want something, he should be supported. All right. But the other argument that has been brought forward was Stuart Baxter. He didn't buy these players. So he doesn't buy his own players. Then this person was saying, I think it's Richardson, give them 2 years, let him buy his own players. Then we can start judging him from there going forward. Now, Sheikhs, if you remember quite well, Brakit, the other time when we were having a show, say, what have we learned out of Senegal? All right. And one of the lessons that he spoke about was Cisse was given an opportunity, eight years. So what is it? Why is it wrong to be patient with Stuart Baxter? Allow him to continue to finish his contract. And if I'm not mistaken, Chiefs has given him a long-term contract, if I'm not mistaken. So allow him to continue. Of course, let others continue to learn from him. But from there, from him, I don't think Chiefs should look outside. They should go for Arthur with immediate effect. That's my opinion. All right. So I don't know, having given you what Tobejane said, Richardson said, what's your take, Sheikhs?
Yeah, possibly my take, I think that 7 years to be given should be given to Arthur. Why not possibly trust our own guy who has shown that he's got the potential, who the players, you can see that they respond to what he does. Why can't we give a coach like that 7 years? Will we not get maybe another Pizzo if we give an opportunity to Arthur like that? Because given, in all honesty, Prasobre, we've always given the European coaches so much time and ample time, but you can see the results are not coming. Why not trust on our own for a change and see what Arthur can do? I mean, you mentioned the players that Chiefs brought through. They might have not been signed by Baxter, but the players like Sikotla, we could see what they were doing at Swallows last season. What's the problem now? Why can't Sikotla be playing now? Because we saw that he's a good player. He should be on the field there playing. A player like Ngobo, who was a defender of the year last season, we're seeing him less game time at Kaizer Chiefs. And I know for sure that Arthur would be putting in these boys in the deep end, and they'll be performing. So there's a problem there in terms of Baxter getting these players to perform for the team, so really, my honest opinion is that our local guys should be given an opportunity to coach. I know Chiefs is a big team, but why can't our people be given an opportunity to fail as well?
There's any lesson to learn from Barcelona? Barcelona, they trust their own.
Yes.
When they gave Pep Guardiola an opportunity to coach, Pep had never coached anywhere. That's Barcelona. And Pep did well. Then from Pep, then the late Villanova, something like that. Yeah. All right, the late. And then they have always give their former players because they know the culture. Now, yes. I also saw in the social media what was circulating. People were saying, no, the problem, you guys are backing at the wrong tree, meaning the Chiefs fans are backing at the big tree in the sense that people are howling, they're saying it's Bobby. He said, no, it's not Bobby, it's Mr. Mutaung himself. He's the one who brought Baxter. He said this guy, the social media was arguing to say all his coaches were brought by Mr. Mutaung. Steve Compella, he kept Steve Compella for 3 years. I have nothing against Steve. I like him very much. His late brother, may his soul rest in peace, was my friend. So, but this is what was circulating, that Mr. Kaizer Mutaung should shoulder the blame. I don't know whether I don't know what's your take about that. And as you are saying, in line, I'm adding on what you are saying. Why was he given 7 years? Why that 7 years given to a person like Arthur Zwane? So I was just adding.
Yeah.
Is it a fair argument to say, stop howling at Bobby as if Bobby makes the final decision? This guy was saying, no, Bobby's not even a direct. Mr. Mutaung should shoulder the blame.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, Prasobri, Kaizer Chiefs owner is Kaizer Mutaung. I also hear a lot, sometimes people talking about Bobby. Bobby's the problem. But the person who's steering the ship there is Kaizer, and Kaizer should speak to his son if the problem is there, which I don't know. But ultimately, the final decision at Kaizer Chiefs lies with Shinchakuluva. He's the one who makes the decisions there, and yeah, I think the blame should go to him more than anybody.
Let's look at the technical aspects of Stuart Baxter. What's your take about his technical approach? You're a former player. You may understand it better than me. You know, me, I'm always a fan there, at a distance. So what's your take when it comes to his tactics? Let's talk tactics now.
Yeah, Prasobri, number one.
Shortcomings?
Yeah, Prasobri. Also, me, Baxter was the one coach who brought me in the national team when he was in the national team. So I've got nothing against Baxter as a person, and he was a very good motivator, very organized in terms of in the dress room with the board. You know exactly what to do as a player when you're playing for him, and he was a great motivator, So it's surprising now that the players are not responding at the moment, to him. But yes, he's won the league with Kaizer Chiefs. They responded well. Then a lot of people are complaining. The guys that are signing the petition, the Chiefs supporters, they are saying that he's playing with too many defenders in the team, But I tend to disagree with that because he plays with wingers who overlap. So I don't have a problem with his it's just that, the Chiefs is a team that when I think of a Kaizer Chiefs, I think of the likes of Thabo Moki, who used to play this beautiful football on the eye, for the supporters. And we are not seeing that. Even when Chiefs are getting the results, we are not seeing that flowing type of football that we used to see from Kaizer Chiefs, and which is disappointing. I mean, when the results are not coming, at least you expect the play to be good type of play. But at the moment, Kaizer Chiefs, the results are not coming, and you're not really seeing what's happening there in terms of the play.
But let us be honest. Kaizer Mutaung has been the greatest leader in our local football. I'm not a Chiefs fan. You know it. I'm a Cosmos fan. But I learn a lot from Kaizer Mutaung at a distance as a leader. He's one leader who's very organized. He's one leader who knows what he wants. If you look some of my books, I make reference on him. By just observing how he runs his things as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned. Some of us learn from a distance. So sometimes we need to agree that we are human beings, we are fallible, all right? And in any case, we can't say he's wrong for now because we haven't seen what Baxter can bring. Maybe we need to give him, Mr. Mutaung, a chance to prove a point, all right? And going back to what Brakit said, this thing of chop and changing coaches, sometimes it becomes a problem on its own. It becomes a cancer on its own. But what worried me at some point, the interview with Stuart Baxter. I remember I asked him a question. I think I was asking him about Ngobo, the defender. His answer was a little bit worrying because he answered by saying, because the question was, it is said in one of the publications that Ngobo prefers to play as a central defender. And then are you going to adhere or listen to what he is suggesting? Then he said, I'll play him as a central defender if he is the best central defender at my disposal at that particular time. But that was not a worrying thing for me because he's a coach. He can analyze better. And he has studied far better than me. I've never been studying coaching. What really worried me is when he said, people were complaining, Ngobo, Nkosipile, Ngobo, and then when I play that player, they complain again. Now, when I listen to that statement, it tells me that, oh, the coach responds because of the noise. It was not his decision. He said, people were complaining, they were asking this and that one. If I bring that one, no, they ask me, why don't you play Parker and what have you? You know, when you are a leader, you make a decision. Of course, there will be consequences after a decision. And then you own up to those decisions. So that statement worried me. So I don't know. That's me, you know, I may be wrong. That's me. See, I don't know, Shakes, what's your take? That, you know, that really concerned me. But if you ask me, my final verdict, I don't have a problem with Arthur. I would love to see Arthur taking over at Kaizer Chiefs. But for now, I would say allow me, personally, allow Stuart Baxter to continue so that we judge him. Because remember, he has been there for how long? 6 months now, eh? And sometimes it takes a while to adjust. And then I'm saying this, you know, listening to what Brakit said, not only listen to what Brakit said, if you observe, you know, coaches throughout the world, where they are patient with coaches, they end up bringing results. And in most cases, Kaizer Chiefs would give a coach a minimum of 3 years, which is quite good because after 3 years, if you cannot produce anything after 3 years, that means you're failed. And remember, even Pito was struggling at Mamelodi Sundowns. All right, he was struggling. Now, Dr. Patrice Motsepe came out in defense of Pito. He came out strongly and stamped his authority. That look, anyone who doesn't like Pito, okay, I'll go with Pito. I'll leave the team. I'll take the team away from Mamelodi, so you guys can remain there. So I don't know. That's my final verdict. Keep Stuart Baxter. The guy, the poor guy is under pressure. You can see it. Even if during press conference, you can see that the guy is really under pressure. Let's give him an opportunity. That's my verdict. And get me clear, I have nothing against Arthur. Like I said before, I've already declared he's my friend. But apart from friendship, I think Arthur is a good coach. Arthur is a good coach. So I don't know what's your final verdict, Chase.
Prasobi. I mean, you mentioned what you asked Baxter and his response to what you asked him, I mean, that tells you clearly that if it was up to him, solely up to him, he wouldn't be playing these youngsters. He is under pressure now because the supporters, they want to see Ngcobo, who was the defender of the season last season. They want to see him do well at Kaizer Chiefs. But the statement which he mentions tells you that if it were up to him, he wouldn't be playing him at all. Just like Sekotla, who we saw at Swallows blossoming, and I thought, wow, what a good signing, you know. I mean, Ngcobo, Sekotla, you have Keegan Dolly there, you have Kamapile there, you have no excuses. Prasobri, that team is it's got a lot of quality, a lot of experience as well. You have your Castro, you have Nurkovic there, who was banging in the goals last season. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the problem is there, but it's not the material. The material is there. And yeah, I guess now, since Baxter is the coach, I think he should be kept there and finish his tenure there. And then after, it's time to now give our local coach a chance.
Shakes, to be fair, let me qualify it. He never said, according to him, he wouldn't have played him, but it's fine. I think he was saying people were calling this, then I did that, but those are the implications. That implies that if it were your, yeah, that implies that. So I want to qualify it so that tomorrow, I don't want Stuart to say, no, you were saying I said things that I never said, you know, you and Shakes. No, that's not what you are saying too. You are saying by responding that way, the implications are, I would have preferred to continue with my philosophy. All right, and we are subjected to correction. If we are wrong, well and good, coach, tell us that we are wrong. But we are wishing you good luck. We want you to win. We want you to succeed. And that would be nice. Shakes, let's bid the viewers farewell. We took longer than expected this time.
Yeah, Chiefs is a big team, and we want to see Chiefs remaining that big team, that giant in South African football. So, yes, it deserves a play. When Chiefs is not doing well, people will talk. So, yeah, thank you to all the viewers for watching, and thanks, Prasobi, for having me on the show.
Thank you very much, Shakes. This picture, I took it from the Gold, is it Gold magazine? Publications, so courtesy of them. So I need to acknowledge them. It's very important. Thank you very much, Shakes. Much appreciated. And then let's see the next show at lunch hour.